Hi, my name is Noel Davis with World Composting, and today we're going to take a look at our hemp bedding bin. Now, it has been 29 days since my last update. I said in my last video, I've had some power issues here lately with the weather, and I just have not been able to get down here to make videos. So with that, we're coming in a little bit later than I wanted to, but I've been trying not to update it while I was not recording. So with that, let's take a look at the system. Let's see how this hemp bedding is doing. I'm sure the worms need some food, and we'll see if this bedding is starting to break down or not. So I'm hoping that really this system is going to break down a little quicker than the pine shavings, but we'll have to wait and see. So with that, let's take a look and see how it's going. All right, so here we are with our bin right here. You can see the 7/13 date. Today is August 11th. So let's go ahead and push that down a little bit. Let's take off this cover. Feels a little sticky on there. We'll see. A lot of stuff stuck to it though. I'm having trouble even flipping it over. There's so much on here. Let's just see, do we see any cocoons on here? I'm just taking a quick look. I am not seeing any. I do see a couple worms, but that's about it. I'm not seeing any cocoons stuck on here, but it feels like that they've been moving up in here quite a bit. Looks like there's some good castings in there, and it looks like this is really starting to change. You know, I haven't added any more bedding to this really, other than what we added at the beginning, but look at this material now. Looks like this top material is all castings. So as I scrape here, you can see the worms moving down. This almost all looks like castings. So this is looking really, really good. And I'm kind of impressed that they're doing such a good job with this. But they're depositing the castings at the surface, it looks like. And I'm just checking here. I don't see any cocoons. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm wrong. Here is a cocoon right here. Look at that. Cocoon right on the surface there. I'm sure we'll end up finding this later as we look through here, but we'll I'm just trying to see if I see any others. We'll deposit this one on this side over here, and we'll start over here on this side. Let's just see here how this looks. And you can see there's a lot of worms in here. They look pretty good, and this material does flake apart pretty easily, just like the pine shavings, but they feel a lot more moist than the pine shavings did. It always felt like the pine shavings just flaked right apart. These feel like they're sticking together just a little bit, like the castings are acting almost as like a binding agent in this system. Now, we will maybe try adding, if we need to, at some point some diatomaceous earth to maybe break it apart, but overall, so far it's looking okay. So, lots of worms in here. I'm sure they are desperate for food, but you can see we still have the hemp bedding in here. Hopefully I've been saying that. This is the hemp bedding. But this bedding is still there, and it's doing a good job though. It seems like the worms are moving all through the system. So that was where we didn't feed over here. Let's just dig where we fed. All this food should be gone. And you can see actually this just flakes right apart because you see all the worms in here. They're really enjoying this bedding material. It looks like it's actually fairly soft. It doesn't feel quite as harsh as the pine shavings, I feel. They always felt like they were kind of hard. Up here's another cocoon right there. You can see that, and another one right there. So there's more cocoons in here. Obviously I put the other one over here. So that's two other ones. I'm just trying to see if we break this apart slowly, will we find any others? I don't think so, but you can see the worms in there, and they look really good. Alright, let's dig over here. Again, every handful has had worms in it though. So this hemp bedding is really, it's a good material, I think, for them just in general. Oh, here's another one right there, another cocoon. So this dark bedding material makes it kind of easy to spot them because they're bright yellow. You know, look, I mean, this is really doing well. And look at this, look at all the tiny little worms over here. There's a good amount of worms in that little handful right there. And there's a lot of different sizes and maturity levels. This is a great sign in a bin when you see something like that. That means that they're not just, you know, they're reproducing, and they're not just dying off, because you can see all the big ones too. So this is a really healthy system, it looks like. So I might be able to recommend this bedding. The question is how's it going to do as far as sticking together? So far it feels okay. It feels a little sticky, but not too bad. As you can see, it's sticking to my fingers here. Can't really shake it off all that well. So got all these worms. I'm going to try to get them off without breaking them apart. So that's the only problem I'm seeing with it right now. Is it does seem a little bit sticky, you know, tacky on my gloves there. Let's just see here. Again, more worms in this handful as well. This hemp bedding is doing really, really well. I'm really impressed with it, actually. I thought maybe the numbers would kind of dwindle. There's another cocoon right there. That one's a little bit more brown. But I really thought the numbers would dwindle, because that really happened in the pine shaving system. It just, the numbers dropped before they kind of could come back again, I felt. I never felt they were really that strong, the numbers, but they already look really like they've already expanded in here. Like they're doing a really, really good job, and they really enjoyed this material. So I'm impressed by this. All right. Look at that. You can see another, well, that might be the same one we saw before for a cocoon, but because that's right by the surface where we were. But again, more worms in every handful. There's been worms so far. It's a great sign. This side feels a little bit more, you can see it's just the material here is more of the hemp bedding instead of the castings, like in some of the other sections. There's just one more right here. All right, okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and move all of this kind of over here. Give these worms a chance to kind of move away here. We're going to feed some nice, healthy watermelon on this side. Now, I'm not going to add any, I'm going to put a little bit over here. I know that some of these worms it is frozen material, and some of these worms aren't going to like it, but hopefully we can just kind of throw a little bit down here so it's not sticking to the bottom of the system. Hopefully they'll dig down. Move away from this. I don't really want to add in a whole lot of paper to this either when I'm doing this, so, or fresh bedding material. Really, the idea behind this is to kind of keep the same bedding material. I'm just trying to get all the worms off my gloves. I'm off. I think I got one back there on the back side. Let's see if we can get him off too. There we go. I got him or her off. Oh, another one right here. Lots of little baby worms. As I said, that's a good sign. It's good to see a whole variety of worms in here and not just one size, like large or small. That usually means that there's something off with your system. So we're going to go ahead and put in a bunch of frozen watermelon here. This is going to add moisture, so we're not going to have to add moisture to this. Actually, there's some pepper seeds on here, it looks like, too, that probably got stuck on there. Make sure I got all that off. So we added quite a bit of food here. I am going to put a mask on, and we're going to go ahead and add some crushed crab and eggshell. I don't think we're going to need a whole lot. I do see a lot of powder in this system, but we're going to go ahead and add some on here. And again, as I've said, I'm using a mask when I do this. It seems like for some reason I must have ground it up a little bit finer because it's very, very dusty. We're going to go ahead and cover this back up. Hopefully any worms move away from it. I know it's cold, but they should be able to move away. I mean, oops, got to make sure it's covered. There we go, nice and covered. It's amazing how well these worms are doing in here, though. I really have to say, I mean, they really are doing well. It looks like we have one seed that tried to grow here, actually. Just happened to see that. So there was something in there that had a seed that we fed last time. All right, let me see if I can clean off my gloves here. I'm not going to add any water. I don't feel that they need any water. This is plenty moist. But we are going to go ahead and cover this back up, and we're going to put this back on the shelf. And that is it for this update. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, or if you're ever looking for other what bedding materials, let me know in the comments too, because I'm always willing to try a different bedding material and see how well it does. So I like testing these things out. There's our date right there. And there we go. That's our update for this week on the hemp bedding system. Thank you for watching.